Hi, everybody. My name is Jerry Wise, and I'm a life and relationship coach. And I'm the founder of Jerry Wise Relationship Systems. And I have been treating codependency and coaching codependents since the late 1970s. So, for many years, doing codependency groups, workshops, seminars, and giving talks on codependency. And I've wanted to share with you 3 videos on the 3 stages of codependent recovery. And the first video, which is the one that will follow this intro, is coming out of denial. The second video is getting out of the chaos. And the third video is getting the chaos out of me. This video is free to anyone on YouTube. The other 2 videos, however, will be for exclusive members only, those who have paid plans. And again, you can have a paid plan here on YouTube for what is little as a couple dollars, and you can watch those videos. They can also be watched by my exclusive membership on my website as well. I hope you'll join and become a member on YouTube that supports the videos and the things that I do and the material that I bring to you. And again, this is video 1, coming out of denial, the first stage of codependent recovery. Hi everybody. And I want to say hi to the members who have joined so they could watch exclusive content. This is another Going Deeper video. And this program is on the 3 stages of codependent recovery. 3 stages as I understand them. And you know who I am. I'm Jerry Wise, a life and relationship coach. And I'm glad you have joined me today. I hope you also keep watch for some new merchandise or clothing that I'm going to be putting up on my YouTube site and the YouTube store. That's going to be a Be Wise collection. And I'd like you to check those out. I think they're really nice and might be nice for the fall, a number of things. There's also t-shirts and a lot of different items that you might enjoy having. It's the Be Wise collection. This video is on the 3 stages of codependent recovery. Stage 1, and I'll have to say the author Ernie Larson is someone that I studied many years ago, and he talked about some stages of recovery, but only kind of covered a couple of stages. And I developed it into, I think there are 3 stages of codependent recovery. And this first stage is the stage in which we are getting out of the denial. We just start to realize, they talk about codependency. I think I am a codependent. Or we read some things or see something on YouTube or on the internet and we go, well, maybe that's something I've been doing, is kind of behaving in a codependent way. And also our lives many times have hit a bottom, and we've hit bottom with our codependency and just exhausted from overfunctioning, exhausted from doing all the things that we've been doing, and we hit a bottom, and then we start to come out of denial. This stage also includes confronting the disease of codependency. We get saved from our insanity. This is the time in which we get our eyes open. We start to see that, wait a minute, maybe I really am codependent. I've read the Melody Beatty book, or people have told me before that I was codependent. Because I remember early on in my life, I had no idea much about codependency. And then when I started to discover it, I really thought, ooh, this applies to me. Because these are the things that I do with regard to focusing on others, giving to others, valuing others more than myself, over-functioning, feeling guilt about everything that I say or do, worried about how other people feel about me or think about me. And so our eyes get open in the early stages of stage 1. But we're still in the crisis and chaos stage of codependency. It's still a time in which there's a lot of mess going on because we've entwined ourselves into all these relationships that are built on my codependency. All my relationships work and are built on and function with my codependency. And so there's still a lot of chaos and crisis that goes on. It is helpful to attend 12-step meetings. We then hear about Codependent Anonymous, or Adult Children of Dysfunctional Families, or ACOA, Adult Children of Alcoholic meetings, which also many times welcome adult children and codependents. Al-Anon is another place that people have attended to deal with codependency. So we begin to get help from the 12-step program. And of course, we can read the red book about the big red book, the Codependent Recovery book, and then the laundry list and the yellow workbook that you can get from the Codependent Anonymous World Service Organization. And we begin to read those things and find ourselves more and more convinced how much we are codependent. And it's also a time when we start with some positive addictive behaviors. In other words, okay, I'm going to go to meetings. Okay, I'm going to do a laundry list. Okay, I'm going to do journaling. Okay, I'm going to do meditation. I'm trying to pull myself out of this hole of codependency. And actually we really obsess about our recovery, which is not bad at this stage. It's okay to obsess about that recovery. Just like an alcoholic who has just hit bottom, and then they say, okay, 90 meetings in 90 days. I want you to get addicted to AA so that you can lose the addiction to alcoholism. And so it's a healthy stage at this point to do that. We may have the beginnings of spirituality at this point, our higher power. We may become more connected in our faith. Though for many of us as codependents, our faith, our beliefs have been colored by codependency. And we read the Bible in a codependent way. Because remember, everyone comes to the Bible with their own set of beliefs and their own paradigm. Everyone comes to the Quran with that. Everyone comes to any faith that they have with their own set of expectations, beliefs, dysfunctions, bad beliefs, irrational things, fears, and then we will read that into the text. But it is a time we can begin to grow in spirituality at this point and feel we need a higher power beyond ourselves, because this is much more serious than I thought. It's a disease. In fact, I think codependency is a disease that can kill. I think it's killed a lot of people who have just been totally worn out through codependency and exhausted. We begin in some distancing from the toxic aspects of people, places, and things. And we find ourselves starting to pull away from those people and places and things, but we're just starting to, because we don't know what we're going to replace it with, but we know this is not healthy. And we begin to see toxicity a lot more, which we weren't seeing before. And so there can be lots of fusion. There's still a lot of enmeshment that's often going on with codependence in the first stage of recovery. And then it's a time when we're still caught up in our relationship systems. And you remember, our whole relationship system, family, friends, churches, organizations, work, is all functioning in a way that's based on our codependency. And that's how it all works. And so all these systems need me to stay codependent for them to function. Well, that's a big realization at this point. And we're not quite ready to jump out of all that because it takes time to do that. It's a time when we also still feel controlled. We've been kind of controlling others in terms of their beliefs and feelings about us and the outside world and our image as codependents. But we also feel controlled by other people, by their requests, by their neediness for us, by their expectations of how we should function. And we feel very controlled about that still during this stage 1. This is the time we begin to read, Melody Beatty's book, Pia Melody's book, Ernie Larson's book, Claudia Black, and then there are many other codependent books that have been Facing Codependency is another book. There's a lot of good books on codependency. And we begin to start reading up on these things and going, oh my gosh, I see myself everywhere in this book. During this time, there's an emphasis on behavior versus feelings because we're not really sure what to do with our feelings yet. But I know my behavior's not working. So we begin to kind of focus on what we do and what we don't do. But in here, it's still kind of a confused mess of feelings and what we're going to do with all those things. Because there's pain, hurt, traumas, wounds, all inner child issues, family of origin issues, and we're just not ready to face all that yet in stage 1. But we are getting comfort and help from meetings and books and readings and things like that, and videos and podcasts. So we have an emphasis on behavior versus feelings during this stage. And a therapeutic thing that we're doing is beginning to learn to surrender. That, I really do have this disease. I really do have a codependent orientation to my life. And I own that and I accept that. It's painful, but I do accept that. And so we do have a strong dependency on programs, sponsors, meetings, literature, all those things that help us when the quicksand has come up to here. When the quicksand has come up to here, we're looking for anything that would help us get a little more breathing room. And stage 1 is getting a little more breathing room where we can start to breathe. Again, now we're not out of the quicksand yet, but we're at least, hey, I don't think I'm going to die now. It's a stage where we still have a lot of high anxiety also. There's a lot of high anxiety, a lot of reactivity, a lot of automatic feelings, automatic thoughts. And those are still pinging around during this stage 1. We are also still confused, but are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so we see, maybe there is recovery out there. Maybe I could do something different. Maybe I could be different. Now, I have no idea what that's going to look like. I don't know how it feels because I've never done that. But I see other people and I see some of their growth and recovery. And I go, hey, maybe there's hope for me too. And remembering also in this stage, we are still pretzeled in unhealthy relationships or patterns in relationships. As I've mentioned before, that pretzeling has all happened. There are rubber bands and cords and binds and all kinds of things that keep us connected to unhealthy people, unhealthy patterns. And boy, breaking all those is not done in a day. And so, but at least we need this stage 1 so that we can truly begin to accept our hitting bottom, surrendering that we have this real illness and this real disease of codependency, And you could be an alcoholic spouse. You could be a daughter of a narcissist. You can be a son of an addicted father. There's all kinds of folks who become codependent, traumatized, abuse, all kinds of things in which we become codependent in our adult life. And this is the stage we start to become aware that we are. And so this is stage one. And I wanted to share that with you today. I hope you will join me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account and join those. Be sure to click the bell on the YouTube channel and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Well, you probably already have if you're watching this video. And look for new and interesting things that are coming out soon. I also hope that we can get some workshops in too. And soon I'll be doing and releasing a video on stage 2. And I want to thank you for watching today. Have a great day and be wise.